Can the Toyota Tacoma's crawl control really handle anything? We're going to test this Toyota Tacoma Trailhunter's crawl control on this muddy lake bed. Okay, I'm doing this against my better judgment. I decided to come down here when it was raining, and it had been raining all morning. Rained most of the day yesterday. Did I make the right choice? We're gonna find out. You can see the fog still hovering over the lake. That is a muddy mess out there. This isn't just a little mud puddle. This is a dried out lake bed that turned into thick suction style mud. Out here it's not just about traction. The ground underneath is soft. Once you break the surface, the truck starts fighting suction, ruts, and uneven resistance. Momentum can help, but too much throttle just digs you deeper. That's where Toyota's crawl control is supposed to come in. It's designed to manage throttle and braking for you, automatically. So instead of spinning and bearing yourself, the truck maintains steady traction. So the real question is, does it actually work in this kind of mud? Let's find out. You don't know what crawl control is, it's kind of like cruise control, but for off-roading. When you're in 4 low and you activate it, the system automatically controls throttle and braking at each wheel. You don't touch the gas, you don't ride the brake. The truck manages wheel speed and traction for you. It uses the ABS system to pulse braking at individual wheels, kind of like advanced traction control to prevent excessive wheel spin. That means instead of hammering the throttle and digging holes, it tries to keep steady forward movement. It's built for rock crawling, uneven terrain, and low speed obstacles, but mud is a different animal. So we're going to see how it handles suction and soft ground. And this isn't the only place we're testing it. I've also got footage from deep in the Cherokee National Forest, out at Horse Creek, where crawl control had to deal with rocks, creeks, and some steep climbs. So after this muddy lake bed test, I'll show exactly where crawl control actually helped. Stay with me. First thing we gotta do is switch it from 2 high to 4 high. Then we'll switch it to neutral, go into 4 low, and then we switch it to drive. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect the sway bar, only because this is kind of a big drop over here off this concrete. We'll put it in crawl control once we get down there. Okay, now you can see the tilt of the truck, the angle and the pitch. You can see the side cameras here. This comes standard on the Trailhunter. We can see what's directly in front of us, and we can even switch the camera angles around. Now I am definitely not going to take this on the full trail because it's just way too muddy. And our main primary purpose here is just to test out the crawl control. Now am I chicken? Probably. Let me know down in the comments. Now to set this in crawl control, I'll put it into crawl control mode. You put it in drive, push the DAC crawl, and then it's in crawl control. And if you change this knob, you can change the speed on it. And then if you push the multi-terrain select, you can switch it. We're going to switch it to mud. And then just let off the gas and it'll start crawling. This is a slick, muddy mess. And I still have PTSD from where I got stuck last time. But crawl control is taking me right through it. Now I felt it sliding right there. Now I want to give you a close-up of this muddy mess down here. Check this out. Alright, now the great thing about crawl control is that it will also work backwards, and it can help you get out of a predicament when you put it in reverse. Now let's turn around like we said we would, and let's get out of here. You can rock yourself out, and you can get yourself out of some pretty hairy situations. Because I do not want to get stuck down there like I did last time. Because there are situations where crawl control will not help you. I could feel that spinning. But it handled beautifully. Now to take it out of crawl control, all you have to do is push it and park. And this is one reason why I like last fit floor mats. And I got stuck right over there. Now there, a crawl control wouldn't get me out of that. I had to use my traction boards. Now, the first thing I went to was crawl control. Now, it might be okay in sand, but when you're this deep in mud, traction boards, winches, recovery gear, tow straps, that's about the only way you're going to get out. Now, maybe I did it wrong, but this is what happened to old Smoky. I wasn't sure this was going to work. Horse Creek has these rock shelves and uneven creek beds that love to break traction. And once you lose traction here, you're not just spinning, you're sliding. So I locked it into 4 low, turned on crawl control, and let the truck decide. So instead of guessing, we let it work. And here's some quick clips of the Tacoma crawling through creeks and over rocky terrain. Then I'll show you why you should have a Tacoma. That's gorgeous. Look how close we are. Look at that. So peaceful. Oh, we got a walkway bridge up here too. We're going to put this in crawl control. I'm in rock mode. I got it on max going crawl control right now. So this right here is why you want a Tacoma off-road. The wide profile like a full-size truck just isn't going to cut it. It just won't fit. That is too close. So here's the honest verdict. In most situations, especially low-speed technical terrain like what we saw out at Horse Creek, crawl control works. It manages throttle smoothly, it prevents unnecessary wheel spin, and it lets the truck keep moving without you overriding it. For rock shelves, uneven creek beds, and off-camber climbs, it's a really useful tool. But, and this is important, it's not magic. In deep suction-style mud, like when I got buried at almost 2 feet of it, no electronic system can create traction where there isn't any. At that point, it's physics. That's where recovery gear becomes essential. That's exactly why I always carry traction boards. I keep mine mounted on the billy bars so they're easy to access when I need them, not buried under gear. When mud turns into suction, boards give you a physical surface to climb out on. No amount of throttle control replaces that. Crawl control is a tool. It's not a replacement for driver judgment, and it's not a replacement for recovery gear. Use it where it makes sense. Carry the right equipment for when it doesn't. And if you wheel in mud, especially out here in places like this, traction boards aren't optional, they're insurance. If you're building your Tacoma for real-world off-use, don't just rely on technology, prepare for recovery. You can find the same traction boards and recovery gear I use at TacomaStore.com or in the shop app. Just search for Tacoma Store. And for discounts, install guides, and quick access to all my videos, check out SmokyMountainTaco.com. Everything's laid out to make it easy. If you like that video, be sure to hit the subscribe, like, share, and comment down below. We'll see you next time. Smoky Mountain Taco, out.